Hello, everyone, and welcome to the March Pensionmark webinar, where we'll be discussing the Financial Wellness Program and the Personal Financial Portal. We appreciate all of you taking the time to join us today. A few items to go over before we get started. First, in order to ensure everyone has the ability to hear the information presented by our guest speaker, everyone will be on mute during the webinar. Second, please feel free to write in any questions you have using the Q&A tool on the webinar menu. And third, this webinar is set up to be interactive through the use of polling questions throughout the presentation. We encourage you to participate as the questions arise. At the end, we will take some time to go through the questions you've submitted throughout today's webinar. And now I'd like to introduce our guest speaker of Pensionmark, Vice President of Operations, Laura Battle. Laura joined the Pensionmark team in the year 2000, bringing with her experience in the financial services industry. She graduated from the University of California at Santa Barbara with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Business Economics and Spanish. Laura currently holds her Series 6 and 63 licenses, along with her California insurance license. And with that, I'll turn it over to you, Laura.
Great. Thank you, Tori. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today for the Pensionmark webinar series. As Tori mentioned, we're going to be going over a description of part of our wellness program, which is the Personal Financial Portal. For those of you that have already signed up for this portal, this will be a great refresher of some of the nice features of the portal. And for those of you who are new or have not been onto the website, this will be a great overview of the Personal Financial Portal feature, how you can use it, the different tools that are available, and I think you'll get a lot out of it, as this is one of our most popular items of our financial wellness program. So we'll go ahead and start with going over a little bit of just housekeeping items of a little bit about Pensionmark, our services, who we are. So if we could go to the next slide there, Tori. A little bit just for those of you, maybe if this is your first webinar that you're attending, a little bit about our company, Pensionmark Financial Group, here up on the slide. We are a leader in the financial services organization, and part of our role as your advisors is we like to bring you this financial wellness program. So with this program, we like to make sure that all facets of your financial life are being covered. And so one of the greatest features is the Personal Financial Portal. We really like to have this portal that be a quick snapshot of your financial life, something that is updated daily and very easy to use, very user-friendly. So Tori, if we can go to the next slide, we'll just kind of start the interactive portion of our webinar with one of our first polling questions. So get everyone kind of excited about what we're going to talk about here. So basically, the first question we want to ask is true or false? The following are the 6 components of our financial wellness program here at Pensionmark Financial Group: social media, our Personal Financial Portal, what we call our Retire Connect program, our Help Center, our Employee Gap and Needs Analysis, and our Online Education Center. So true or false, if everyone wouldn't mind answering that question, I'll give you a few minutes or actually seconds. Don't think that's too hard of a question here. And if you could go ahead and just indicate your answer quickly, that would be great. And I think, great. Everyone gets a big gold star for today, so true. That all of these components are part of our Pensionmark's Financial Wellness Program. So what I'm going to do today by going through is really just show you where you can find our Online Education Center, go through the components of that, and then we're going to go into a demo of the Personal Financial Portal so that you can see what it is and what the different features are on the site. Our next slide here just gives you our contact information. So for those of you who might have any questions afterwards, and I think Tori will get us to that next slide that'll show you how you can contact us. We do have a help center here at Pensionmark where you can contact a on-site live representative with any questions you have regarding your retirement plan. So for those of you who are currently in your employer's retirement plan, if you do have any questions, you can always contact one of our representatives. We do have bilingual representatives available, and our phone center is available from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. in all time zones. And we encourage you to contact us with any questions you have regarding your retirement plan. I want to next go into our online education center. And what I'll do if, let's see, I think maybe we're having a little technical difficulty if the slide can go forward here. I want to get you to our online education center. What I'll be showing you is basically how you can access our online education center through our Pensionmark website. So everything is generated directly through the Pensionmark website. And by just going to pensionmark.com, that's where you can actually access, and I'll show you where that is in just a moment here, all of our educational videos. We have webcasts and articles. We have financial calculators that you can get to. We have little quick tips, just little trying to keep, financial services kind of in your mind. We have tons of newsletters. We have archives of past webinars that we've done. So a lot of great features that you can access directly from our pensionmark.com website. So I would encourage you to go to that website when you have a chance, and you can definitely get to all of those features. So let's see if my screen here, I think Tori's going to give me access here in just a moment. The other feature that we have is we actually have a whole campaign where you can sign up for directly from our website. If you would like to receive monthly notifications, financial planning information, things about retirement plan related topics, any of those types of email campaigns, or be invited to our monthly webinar campaigns, all of that you can also sign on for directly from our pensionmark.com website. Okay. Let's see if I can get you to the next slide here, Tori. If everyone can just bear with us for one moment. Let's see, Tori. So I need to have okay, so let's see if I can get you to my screen, trying to get you to my screen. So Tori, I am on the Pensionmark website, but I don't know if everyone can see the Pensionmark website here.
Laura, I think you just need to go to the Share My Screen or Show My Screen button and then select.
Yeah, I don't have that. Yeah, I don't have it. It's grayed out on mine. It's not giving me its grayed out here. So I don't know why that's happening.
Okay, 1 second.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, everybody, for your patience here. Okay, perfect. Okay, I think we're good. Tori, am I good now? You can see the Pensionmark website here?
We can see the website. Thank you, Laura.
Okay, great. Thank you, Tori. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. So as I was indicating, this is the Pensionmark website, pensionmark.com. This is where you can go, like I said, to our education center and sign up, see all of our financial wellness features, which again, we really like to make sure that all facets of your financial life are really being taken care of on your end. And so we like to expand it past the 401k plan or the 403b retirement plan, your employer sponsored plan, and really make sure that you're understanding this retirement plan benefit. Really make sure you have the tools and resources at your fingertips so that you can get all the information that you need. So from the Pensionmark.com website, this is where you're going to go to actually sign up for the Personal Financial Portal. And so what that is, like I said, is the Personal Financial Portal is a site that you can go to that basically can give you a quick snapshot of your financial life. It is a tool where you can basically input all of your different accounts all in one place. So you link all of your accounts, whether that be your checking accounts or your savings accounts, life insurance, credit cards, mortgage information, all of that can be uploaded into one place. So when you go onto our pensionmark.com website, the first place I want to direct you to is where it says login. You'll see it says set up personal financial portal. So when you click on that link, it then brings you to a page. And right here in this, on the side here, this is just a little view of what the actual personal financial portal, or what we call PFP, looks like. Through the Pensionmark website is where you can go to actually sign up. So this is set up personal financial portal. So right after this webinar, you can go right to our website, fill out this quick form, just your name, company name, date of birth, and your preferred email address. And you can send this to us, and then we will go ahead and send you back your username and temporary password that you will use to log into the portal. And again, I'll show you a demo of that in one moment. But basically, this is an area where you can go, and let me just give you one more little quick snapshot of how this looks before I go into the actual demo. But you can link all of your accounts right to the Personal Financial Portal site, and then that is the site that you can go to on a daily basis to see all of your information. So on the screen here, this is just a little example of the landing page of the portal. So basically, you can see it'll tie in all the facets of your financial life into one place. There is also mobile access to this website, so you can see this on your phone and really have it at your fingertips, not even need to be in front of a computer, since everything seems to be going through our smartphones and our tablets these days. You can go directly to this site, and again, just like you would any account that you log into or have online access to, you can attach to the portal. So you basically, by filling in your username and password for all of your financial accounts, it will then pull the information from those financial accounts into the portal. So all of your information can be uploaded, and then it gets updated on a daily basis. So your checking account, savings account, maybe your retirement plans, your outside IRAs, all of your spouse's information can all be loaded into this portal. And again, it has one spot where you can see, just like you see on the screen here, example, my net worth, where are all my investments at, what are my spending habits and my budget. This is a really great feature. We've realized in all of our years of working with participants and employees in our retirement plans, when we talk about saving money in a retirement plan, sometimes that's hard for people to understand if they don't even know where their money is going from a budget perspective. So this tool really came about when we realized we need to be helping our clients budget and understand where their money is going in order to enable them to save more for retirement. And that's really what this tool does, is in addition to being able to see everything in one nice spot, it also can really help you with your spending. Where's your money going? You can put limits on certain things. So if your budget goes over too much in your, dining out area, you can have a little notification go off. Or if you're spending too much on clothing, you can kind of set parameters for yourself so that you can really start helping yourself budget and save money. And again, make sure that money lasts in retirement. So I'm going to go into the demo here, and like I said, directly from the Pensionmark website is where you can actually set up your personal financial portal and request your login information. So once you have your login information, you can come back to the Pensionmark website, and right here you'll see this link that says Financial Portal, and that's here in the upper right-hand corner. Again, this is right off of our Pensionmark homepage. When you click right here on this link, that will take you to the portal. So it's an off-site portal sponsored by a company called eMoney. So it's very similar if anyone on the line is using maybe what we call, there's a service out there, mint.com, something like that. Very similar to that, but it's through a company called eMoney. They're the ones that actually host the Personal Financial Portal website. So from this Pensionmark homepage, you can go actually to the portal site. So I have my demo already queued up here. And really, it's once you put in your username and password, this is where you land. So the demo that you're seeing on the screen already has information populated in it. You can see there's a lot of numbers. When you first go into yours, it will not have any numbers because you have not linked any of your accounts. So what you will start doing is when you link your accounts, again, there will be a one-way feed between your accounts and into the portal. A lot of times the first question we get from people is, whoa, this is a lot of information. What are the security features tied to this portal? So you can definitely, and I'll show you where you can get more information about the security. This system, this Personal Financial Portal, uses a security through SunGuard. And it's not like online banking or trading or shopping sites. It's a one-way feed. So when you put in your username and password, let's say for your, the portal is only pulling information in. It's a this portal is a non-transactional site. So you can't make any changes to any of your accounts. So your personal information is never shared with a third party. The data, like I said, of this portal site is stored at SunGuard, SunGuard Data Systems, and they're one of the largest data hosting systems in the world. They actually handle about 70% of the world's financial industry transactions. And what they use is, I'm not a technology person, but I know the information on the security. Most companies, most websites use a 128-bit encryption. SunGuard actually uses a 256-bit secure socket layer encryption. So they have multiple layers of encryption and security on this website. Their site has never been hacked into. They actually have their own employees who constantly test their firewalls and make sure that the website is secure. In addition to that, this PFP site is a designated VeriSign secure site. So the security features are very deep. When you go on to our Pensionmark website, when you go back over to where I indicated log in, set up your personal financial portal, there's actually a link to a YouTube video that actually talks about the security features, and that's here right where you see my mouse kind of hovering. So definitely has the security there, but if you'd like to watch another video about the security of this website, again, that's right under where you set up your access to the portal. So that's from the Pensionmark website. So now that we have the security information out of the way, I want to kind of show you how you go about setting up your portal. So you see here your landing page, a lot of great features. These tiles, each one of these can be toggled through. So if you see the net worth, there's an arrow here and it breaks it down in different ways. You know, your net worth this month, year to date, your assets and liabilities. You then have your investments tile. What's nice about the investments tile is, again, once you've fed in all the information to link all of your investment accounts, so if that's you and your spouse's retirement plans through your employers, your individual retirement accounts, your brokerage accounts, any other investment accounts, this portal will look at all of those as a whole. So you can see across all of your investment accounts, how much do you have in a particular sector, how much do you have in large growth and mid cap, and so you can really see it all together. And because this site is updated daily, you can see as a whole, how are all my investment accounts doing? Has it gone up or has it gone down today? Very nice feature. Same shows you all the holdings that you have. And again, the value in each of those and if they've gone up and down. Here on the left side, we see our accounts. So it's going to list out all the different accounts that you have. You have your spending tile in the middle where you can see where you're spending your money. Like I said, it really breaks it down into different categories, and I'll go into these further. And then it shows you your budget tile here on the right-hand side. This is really nice, again, because you can actually set budget goals and limits for yourself. Throughout the portal site, you have these really great tutorials through their helpful representative. Her name is Danny. She does some Danny tutorials, as they call them. So she shows up from time to time on different areas of this site where you can always click and get some tutorials. You can also tie in on the portal any type of awards like frequent flyer miles, you know, those any type of award type accounts, hotel miles, you know, your Hilton card or your Hyatt membership. All of those you can also tie in, so you can go to your awards and see those places. So up at the top here is where we have our different tabs, and this is where you're really going to start with putting in your information. So underneath the organizer button, this is where you're going to actually start inputting your accounts. So for example, under the organizer button, we'll see now we have this account tab up at the top. If we click on this account tab, this is how we can add an account. So like I said, if you want to get started, usually the easiest is to start adding those accounts that you use the most, such as your checking account, savings accounts. So again, any any account that you have online access to, you should be able to link to the portal. If you are trying to link an account and you cannot find it or you're having problems linking it, definitely reach out to us at our customer service at Pensionmark, because we can assist you with setting that up. Sometimes some small savings and loans or loan institutions or smaller entities or those who have particular security features, they might not be in the system automatically. We can help add those for you. So when you're setting up your portal, if you have any problems linking one of your accounts, please reach out to us. So once you're in the organizer button and you're under accounts, simply click add, and this is where you can start adding your financial accounts. So I'll just add, I'll use Wells Fargo as an example. That's a large entity. If you start searching for a Wells Fargo, usually that's a bigger entity, so they're going to come up pretty easily. Let's see here. So I typed in Wells Fargo. You can see they have a lot of different Wells Fargo online tools or sites. Usually that first one is probably for most folks your checking or savings account. So here you can see this is where I would put in my username and password for my Wells Fargo access. Obviously, I'm not going to do that with the amount of people on the line, but this is where you would put in your user ID and password, connect. It would then pull your information over from your checking account, and when you go back into your home page, you would now start to see numbers populated here. And then as you go through adding more and more, again, under the organizer tab where it says accounts, this is where you can continue to add accounts. So once you add an account, you don't have to keep adding it. So again, that's where it gets updated daily, and every time you go in, you should be able to see your updated account information for that particular account. So in the beginning, it does take a couple of minutes to set up all of your accounts, but you can see once you start doing that, the more you populate into this portal, the more valuable it's going to be to you. Now, every so often, you may have to reset your access and put in your username and password again. That's for your protection. A lot of times, financial institutions make us update our password every 3 months. When that happens, you'll find you'll go into the portal and you'll need to update that password again. But otherwise, once you do it once, you should not have to do it again, because again, the portal is going to pull the information over from your account into the portal. You see it all in one spot. So you really want to include your IRAs, your 401ks, 403bs, any type of company retirement plan, credit card information. You can see as you go down the list here, and I'll go back, you can add information about your any type of real estate that you have. So I'm just going down the right-hand side of the different features here. So you can add your real estate. You can add, let me go back to so the next tab is where you can add your family and friends. So this is where you can set up your account and your spouse's account, so you can keep that information a little bit separate. And I'll show you how this comes into play when we really look at the retirement planning tool tied to this portal. And then you can add your children as well. There's a really great college funding screen that I'll show you. And you can add your children and, again, your spouse. So you can give your spouse access to this portal as well, and you both can use it as a resource to store all your information. You can add your professional contacts. So here we've added our Pensionmark contact. We have Troy Hammond, who's our president and CEO, listed there. You can add your accountant, you can add your lawyer, your attorney, you know, your estate planning attorney, any of those important professional contacts, you can add their information here. Again, this is all under the organizer tab. You can add your income. So here's where you would input your annual income, any type of expenses, which again, the expenses are going to be drawn from your, you know, checking and savings account, but you can add, you can kind of have them estimate your expenses from your actual spending habits, or you can kind of itemize your spending out. So this is all going to come into play when we look at the budgeting and when you look at overall retirement planning. So another tab underneath that organizer, you can put in your retirement ages, any type of education expenses that you may have coming up, any other long-term, you know, major expenses that you may have on your radar, you can add those here as well. And the next button is your priorities. So here's where you can kind of set some priorities, and you can move these around based on you and your spouse of, you know, is managing your budget your first priority and then planning for retirement. So this is where you can kind of play around with those priorities as those change throughout your life. And the last tab here under the organizer is where there's a risk tolerance. This is really helpful when you're using the projection tools, which I'm going to show you on the portal, and looking through those workshops that they have. So this is a nice, it's only a few questions long. It's a really nice risk tolerance questionnaire I would encourage you to fill out as well. That just basically helps the system really, you know, do some forecasting for you. So the organizer tab is really going to be that first place you're going to go when you first log into the portal. Because again, this is where you're going to input all of the information. So you can always input a couple of accounts, log out, and then when you have time to come back, input a couple of more. But again, the more information you put in here, the more this is going to help you in your overall spending, you know, financial life. So the next tab here, and I know I'm kind of zooming through this, but just trying to make sure we stay on time here. You have a workshop tab. So this is really one of the most important tabs, and this is where, and I'll show you this a little bit at the end. I just want to skip by this one real quick. I'm going to skip by workshop. I'm going to go to the spending tab up at the top here. So the spending tab is really breaks down your spending habits, like I said. You can look at this, you know, by category. You can look at it by your history. So this, again, is really nice because these are a lot of the things we do through maybe our Wells Fargo or Bank of America websites. Again, now you can do this directly from the portal site. So it's pulling all that information over, and you can really break down your spending and see where your money is going. Look at your budgets, like I said, kind of set some parameters for yourself in your budgets and see where this money is going. And this is where you can kind of change these parameters and see, okay, how much have I spent and how much do I have left for this particular period of time. The investments tab is, again, where you can see all your different investments broken out by, you know, what types, you know, do different see it from a transactional basis, from, you know, just where that allocation is. So, you know, you can include, again, all your different investment accounts across all different, you know, areas in your life. So it doesn't just have to be your retirement, but if you have other investments out there. And then you can kind of see your overall asset allocation and how your money is being invested throughout all your different accounts. The Vault tab here up at the top, this is really great. So this is an area where you can actually upload documents and store them. So any type of policies or trusts or life insurance or any important documents that you may have in your household, again, you and your spouse, if you can think of it, or your significant other, using this portal, you can upload documents here and really use this as a place to have all of those in one spot electronically. So this is a really great, this is the Vault where you can just upload that information. There's really no storage limit here, and you can add additional users so that they can then also access the information here in the Vault. You can also I believe, to access this via the mobile feature of the portal. So this Vault is a really nice storage facility. The last tab at the top is Reports. This tab is where you can find different reports on your financial life. So it gives you can see your insurance summary, you can see your net worth statement. So if you need to, you can see the different reports here. You can see your cash assets, your, how your assets are broken down. These are really nice if you need to provide this to like your tax accountant or tax advisors, your net worth statement. Maybe if you're refinancing, you need to grab some data. So this reports tab is really nice because you can basically see all your different financial life in a report format. So again, this is those are the tabs up at the top. The one I want to get back to is this workshop tab. So this is where you can really see how your financial life will impact your retirement. And again, you can see the tutorial by Danny here. You can always click on her. I'm going to click on this kind of button that says, are you saving enough for retirement? So when I click on this, it's basically taking all of my data that I've put in. If you think back, you've uploaded when you want to retire, your income, your spending, and this tool really helps us figure out, do I have enough money to retire off of? So you can see on the right-hand side in our demo here, it's showing us that we have 29 years of retirement, Mary and Stephen, and that we have 29 years funded. So that's a really nice, showing that we have enough to retire off of. Sometimes you can play around with these numbers and say, well, maybe I want to retire early. And by changing that scale here on the left-hand side, you can see how now the years funded has changed quite dramatically. So by kind of just moving these sliders, it really then helps put the real world reality in front of you of, do I have enough money to retire on? And it's really nice because you then are using your own personal situation between you or you and your significant other to really see, how long are my savings going to last? Do I have enough? If I want to retire at 66, is that realistic? Do I need to push that out a few years? Is there longevity in my family? How long is my retirement going to last? So you can see also, you can change the graph on the side here down at the bottom. You can break it down however you want, but this really helps put your actual personal financial situation and tie it directly to retirement. So this workshop tab is one of the strongest tabs, I would say, of the portal. And again, it's using your real life numbers to let you know if you're saving enough. And then it does have a next step, so it also gives you some suggestions for what you can do to help save more, help save more from retirement. And this one is telling you to contact us at Pensionmark, which, let us help you figure out how in your retirement you can maximize those savings so that you do have enough to retire off of. So that retirement tab under the workshop is really nice. Are you saving enough for retirement? You see there's a couple more in here. Are your investments properly allocated? Is your family protected? Maybe you need some more insurance. There's another one here that's basically, are you saving enough for college? I'm just going to point this out really quickly. This basically shows your children, and you can kind of see how much do you need for particular universities that they might like to attend. So if you do have children that's college funding is on your mind, this is a great tool you can do. We've plugged in our example, Stanford University. You could put in any university you wanted here. Let me think of one off the top of my head. So you can put in any university and it will bring up what that particular university is, and it'll tell you how much it'll cost per year. So this is a nice feature if you've never looked at colleges or really just want to see it all in one spot. This is, again, under that workshop tab. So bringing in, again, all facets of your financial life is really nice in this portal because, again, it's your to really see, how is my spending, how is my budget, am I on track for retirement? I have these other expenses I'm concerned about. And because it's updated on a daily basis, it's really nice because it's right at your fingertips. So going back to this home screen here and, trying to be conservative or conscious of time here. So probably just another or 10 minutes at the most. Back to the home screen here. As the advisors at Pensionmark, we also have the availability to see this information. So if you ever have any questions about the portal, we can log in with you and walk you through any questions that you have. The two areas we are not able to see is your spending and budgets. So those two tabs are confidential to you. We cannot see those, but we can see the other information. Now, you can allow us access to see those, but we do not have access to those two particular tiles here on your home screen. But any other questions that you have throughout, setting up your portal or linking your account, or anything about the security, again, please definitely let us know. But this portal is a really great feature. I would encourage you highly to, sign up for it, start using it. It's a really valuable tool, and because it's bringing everything together in one place, it's really nice. There is no charge for this. This is part of our financial wellness program, and by being a client of Pensionmark, this is a free service that you have available to you. So no matter how often or how little you use it, it's something you can sign up for now or in the future. So going back to the Pensionmark website, just again, if you want to log in, if you want to set up your access, you go to pensionmark.com. Right under our login here, you can go ahead and go to set up personal financial portal. When you click on that link, it then brings you to a page where you submit a short form with your name, contact information, company name, submit that, and within get your username and temporary password. If you ever have any questions about the portal or logging in, again, you have our contact information at Pensionmark here in the upper right of our screen. You can always contact us with any questions that you have about the portal. So with that, I want to take us back to our last polling question. So we'll see if Tori can get us over to have our fingers crossed with our technology today, and get to our second polling question here. So we'll kind of end my presentation with that. So second polling question, true or false? You can monitor both retirement savings as well as other financial means via the personal financial portal. I have a good feeling about this group. I think we're going to see 100% across the board. So I'm sure those results will pop up here in just a quick second. And there it is. Yes, true. You can. Everyone was paying attention. That is great. So with that, I'm going to end my portion of the presentation. I hope this was a valuable insight to the portal. I'm going to send it back over to Tori and see if we have any questions that came in. So thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Laura. And thank you, participants, for your patience as we worked through some of our technical difficulties. We really appreciate you hanging in there with us. And as Laura mentioned, we're now going to address some of the questions that have been filtering in. And please remember that if you do have additional questions as we start this process, that you can submit them using the Q&A tool on your webinar menu. And as always, you can reach out to your dedicated service team at Pensionmark for any plan-specific questions. So our first question, on the financial planning tab, can you link with Social Security?
I believe so. I believe those numbers do have to be inputted yourself, though. I am not sure if there's a direct link. I'm not aware of, if you have a link to an account that would have online access, then yes, it should be able to pull that information over. If not, that might be something you have to manually type in as far as incorporating Social Security, but there is a great Social Security into that retirement planning tab.
Thank you, Laura. Our next question. We have continued access to the personal financial portal in the event we are no longer associated with Pensionmark, for example, termination of employment.
Yes, at this point you would. There is talk. So right now, currently, if you were to set this up in here, you would continue to have access to that. In the future, there may be a small nominal charge to keep that. Right now, there is not one, but that is something something that may come up maybe later in 2016, early 2017. If that were the case, it would still be pretty low, maybe less than $20 a year to continue the service if you're no longer associated with your employer. And I will mention one other item too, which reminded me with this question. If there is no activity in your account within about the first 30 days or so, you will get a notification saying that they're going to terminate your account. So sometimes people say, yes, I want to set this up, and then they don't go in and set anything up. The system would email you and say, it looks if you don't go into your portal in the next 30 days, we're going to go ahead and terminate your account, just so that the system doesn't have all these empty, hollow accounts sitting out there on the system. But again, they would always give you notification of that first.
Thank you, Laura. Our next question. What is the best solution to getting a loan to appear on my portal if the tool does not recognize it? It knows the company, but it does not pull in my information.
That would be something I would say reach out to us directly here at Pensionmark. Either send us an email through our website or give us a call, and we can look into that specifically, that particular issue of your loan not showing up. So definitely reach out to us at Pensionmark, and we'll try and troubleshoot that for you.
Thank you, Laura. We have quite a few questions still coming in, which is great. Our next question, my company, but started an account prior to leaving. Do I get to keep access to the account?
Okay, so yes, that's similar to that other question. Yes, you will continue to have access to that account even when you leave your employer. The only thing was you may get a nominal fee to continue that account if you're no longer associated. But yes, you can keep your account once you are no longer affiliated with your employer.
Thank you, Laura. Next question. In the report section, I didn't see in the quick tour any way to print budget versus actual reports. Is that capability there?
Again, it should be. I believe people can print directly from there. I would have you reach out to us, and a representative here can walk you through that. But yes, you should have a printing capability directly from the site. So maybe reach out to one of our Pensionmark representatives, and we'll look into that further for you.
And it looks like our last question just came in. Could you reiterate what information the Pensionmark advisors can see versus what they can't?
Sure. So we can see everything except for the spending and budgets information. So anything regarding, and those were the two tiles kind of right in the middle of the screen. So spending and budgets, those are the two we do not have access to. You can allow us to have access. You would set that up through the site, or you can contact us and we can walk you through how to allow. But otherwise, we have access to see everything else that's on the portal that you've put in.
Thank you, Laura. Another question. If we store documents like insurance or taxes and provide access to someone, can it be removed at a later time?
Yes, you can always remove access that you give to somebody through the portal. That can be removed at a later time.
And another question kind of similar to that, can we give limited access to our children, or would they have full access?
That's a good question. I don't know the exact answer on that. I would say if you want to go ahead and contact one of our Pensionmark representatives, they would be able to look into that further. I haven't heard of having different levels of access, so I would assume that they would have full access. But to be 100% sure, I would say go ahead and contact us, and a representative can look into that further for you.
And then we just had a question come in regarding whether or not this webinar will be available for future use. And I'll go ahead and answer that for you. Yes, this actual webinar replay will be sent out in about 2 to 3 weeks' time. And all of the webinars are placed on the Pensionmark YouTube channel, as well as the Pensionmark website under the webinars section on the website. So along with this webinar and any others that we do, you always have access to rewatch these webinar replays. One more question, Laura. Can Pensionmark access the vault?
I don't believe we can. I would say if that person who asked that question would call us to verify that. I do not think we have access to the vault. But again, I would say contact a representative here in the office, and they can confirm that for you.
Great, thank you so much. It does not appear that we have any more questions at this time. Thank you all so much for your participation and for all of your questions. And as Laura mentioned, you can always contact the Pensionmark helpline for any additional information that you might need about the personal financial portal or any other topic. And Laura, we just wanted to thank you for your time and the presentation today, and thank you attendees again for your participation. I hope you all have a great day, and we really look forward to our next webinar series with you. Take care, everyone.